Okay, welcome back, Weather Kingdom. I hope everybody's having a great night. I did talk about posting a stream, and we are definitely going to be doing that. So just give me one moment. Okay, one moment. Alexa, light on. I don't know why it always does this. All right, one moment. All right, let me just get the chat board quickly there, and then we are going to be talking. I'm waiting on some people to join in the stream. We have quite a bit to talk about. It's not crazy a lot, but we do have some things I would like to discuss. I haven't had time to really make a video in the last little bit, so I kind of wanted to come here and help you guys for us to understand what is coming for tonight across the Northeast, because I have talked about it, and yes, it is. It is a clipper system right here, pretty much moving in this direction here, you guys. This is a little bit of clipper system, and then you can easily tell we still have a trough in here that is still bringing cold air. This is still some very cold air. This is set. Actually, let's go back here. Let's draw this out a little bit better. This is some cold air to the north of this. And then if we go here, we got a little bit warmer air down in here. So that's the kind of pattern we are looking at currently. Just give me just one moment. Kind of in the discuss. Hopefully everything's going good. We already got 2 people watching. Still bringing. How's everybody doing tonight? How is everybody doing? We also have upper level low that is spinning across California, bringing some precipitation, some cloud cover into the 4 corners, and across California. Then you could tell how's our jet stream. It's a little bit wonky here now. We still got our jet stream kind of like this. So you can easily tell we still got our jet stream like this. And then it comes down to in here. And then it's something like this. This is our jet stream right now. Following along the pattern. This is our trough. This is moving west. Actually, this is moving east right now. While this is going to be our clipper system. So this is kind of the pattern and the playing field we are currently in. I'm doing all right. How are you? Nice to see everybody. Nice to see everybody. Nice to see. I am doing good. You guys, I'm doing great. I'm doing pretty good. I can't argue too much. I am in high spirits. I'm doing all right. How's everybody doing? We're kind of talking about the pattern and everything. So let me just quickly go now into the radar. So this is the radar of looks of things. Don't worry about that. I just have a general area here. So this is our radar, what is going on with the storm system. And this is our low back in here. This is actually moving in like this. Okay. Let's actually... I don't know. I'm not even signed in, so I don't know why they put me there. But generally, if you guys are in the Northeast, we are going to be talking about a little bit of snow. There's actually, speaking of some precipitation, we do have a little bit of some snow happening on the northern side already. This is probably some light to even moderate snows, even right into the slate belt of the mountains here. A little bit of snow showers. Nothing is consolidated as we speak, but that should change. Okay, that should overall change. Hey, Melody. Hey, Stay. Nice to see you guys here. I'm actually going to make a goal here. Let's get one super chat, you guys. Let's do it. Let's do it in the next 45 minutes. Winter is here. Help support. Also, I do want to say thank you for everybody helping out lately. You guys have been awesome on this channel. That's awesome. So we're going to kind of be talking about this low pressure, that's a clipper system that's kind of moving from west to east. This could actually bring a little bit of snow across the northern tier of Pennsylvania like this. I do believe we could see a couple inches, maybe more like a coating to 2 inches. I don't think it's going to be too much more. When we take a look at the 11 p.m. and then into the 12 a.m., you can tell we're going to have some of this precip continue to build. Around 1 in the morning, the precip continues. This is kind of a not the best aspect of everything, but this is a pretty good thing here. By 2 a.m., you could tell we're talking about a little bit more snow and precipitation making it into central and northern Pennsylvania. We go 3 o'clock, and we're seeing some more steadier and snow bands. This is by 4 in the morning. In fact, it's pretty good here, even into 4:30 in the morning. If this does play out, this could actually drop a good solid coating of snow across the roadway, especially some areas across the Allentown region, Scranton, Jim Thorpe, East Stroudsburg, Bloomsburg. This is that future radar, so it is a little bit interesting what we are reading here. From earlier to now with the precip, I don't know. Yeah, quite a bit of precip building in. It's definitely a bit of precip building in still here. I'll like to keep an eye on this. Pretty good precip. We're going to have to wait and see on this, how this continues. When we take a look at some of the modeling data for the Mid-Atlantic, this is for, let's go into 0-2Z. You can kind of see this is the radar playing field here. Let's go into the Northeast. Pretty moist. Question is, what about the temperatures? I think this is going to be one of those scenarios where it's going to struggle a little bit if you're in the southern regions. And in the northern regions, we're going to be talking about a little bit more of a snow chance. Clearly, you can tell this is the latest herd. It does show that swath of snow as the future radar is showing across Scranton, Mount Poconos, eastern New Jersey, northern New Jersey, also Allentown on north, probably even into the slate belt there. And then this kind of continues to move through. When we take a look at the total snowfall, I do want to teach you guys something. When we're talking about a system like this with the temperature department and everything, we don't want to look at the 10-1 ratios. A 10-1 ratio is not right in this scenario. We're not talking about very cold temperatures. If anything, when we take a look at the temperatures, we're not talking about very warm temperatures, very cold temperatures. We're talking about borderline freezing and more in the atmosphere. So I don't think we're going to be talking about a significant sticking amount across the areas there. Also, if you guys are new, please like, please subscribe. Let's get our goal up to 10 likes. But the dew point temperatures are also going to struggle a little bit. in this. We're not going to be talking about some major precipitation. So this is going to be a light rain, light wintry mix. Most of the region tonight, if you guys are across the Northeast. Total snowfall with the Courage. This is about it, you guys. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be too much. This is a pretty reasonable amount here, what I think could happen. Once again, if you guys are in the mountains, we could be talking about a little bit more like 2 inches, maybe even up to 3 inches in the higher elevations. But when you're talking about the lower elevations, you're talking about maybe a dusting to a coating to an inch across the slate belt of the Mount Poconos area, northern New Jersey, maybe just under an inch, more like a dusting. But I don't think this is going to be anything big to worry about. And this is, I know the 2Z run, if we even looked at the 1Z run, about the same. The 0Z run, I mean, it's been showing all day. I think the 18Z run was a little bit bullish. I just don't think it's going to end up being like that. But I do think it's going to be a general good shot of a brief amount of snow. Any questions, anyone? Any questions or concerns you guys might feel? Or anything at all, please let me know. We're kind of just taking a look at the general pattern and stuff. Yeah, this is the Curry challenge. Let's look at that. I just want to take a look at some of the general models. Yeah, about the same. Seeing that swallowed the snow. When we take a look at the Courage, a little bit, yeah, about the same, maybe even less. But it's in the general same basin here. The NAM is a little bit, yeah, the NAM even is about the same. I mean, it shows the same box that I'm seeing on all the models. If you're just north of Allentown, you guys are probably going to get a coating. A dusting to a coating to a half an inch. I don't believe we're going to have an inch. We're going to have to wait and see because temperatures are a big portion of this. But in spots, I think maybe 1-2 inches. I mean, this is the NAM showing about a spotty, maybe 2 inches. I will say there is building precipitation on the latest frames in the radar. I am seeing quite a bit of an increase of precipitation being built. So more precipitation is going to probably help the case on getting our first potential inch. Last year, I didn't get my first inch of snow into December. So if we can get an inch of snow, I'm definitely going to make a short about it tomorrow and probably post it, or I'll probably be up tonight watching it. You know, same type of deal. But before I talk about anything more, I'm going to like to talk a little bit about, let's go into Pivotal, Pixlr. I don't do this often, but we are live and we're kind of here to chat and stuff. I'm actually going to make a snowfall map for this, okay? I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a snowfall map I'm believing that's going to happen tonight, okay? So when we go here, let's do this. Let's go into this. Oh, sorry about the mic. I just slipped there. Northeast. I kind of want to make my own snowfall map here for you guys. It's nothing big. More like Pennsylvania. I want a close-in region. Let's... let me find a better region. Actually, we're gonna do it like this. File, let's do new image. Actually, I don't usually use this. Image size. Nope. We're going to go into here. And then we're going to unlock this. Okay, so this is going to be my snowfall map. Alright, we're going to go into a dusting and stuff here. We're going to kind of zoom this in. It would be nice if we could do this. So, this is for tonight's system across the Northeast that I am thinking of here. So, let me just quickly get a little bit of this fixed. Let's go plain. Okay, so I think if you guys are... let's go a little smaller. I thought that was going to be smaller. Let's go into here. I think if we're... let's go even smaller. Maybe that was right. Okay, so I believe this is a good lining here. I think if we are along this slate belt on the northern side here. And I don't think it's going to be too far north. I think it's going to be... I think it's going to be something like this. So, when we take a look at that, if you guys are in the light blue where I just circled, this will be for Mount Pocono. This will be in some of these regions in central Pennsylvania. I am expecting in the blue here... Let me just get that out for you guys. Let's go into... Let's do this. Let's do a coating. I would say ½ inch. Actually, a dusting. A dusting. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that's a dusting. I think that's going to be our dusting spot. I don't think it's going to be too much more. That's in my opinion. I don't think we're going to be talking about too much more of a dusting of snow if we're across this region. Okay. When we take a look back in here and take a look at back in here, I think a coating is generally the... Actually, let's go a little bit back. I personally believe our next... Honestly, our next coat thing is just an inch. I think just a coating to an inch is about in here. I'm going to be honest. I think it's going to be something like this. I think we're going to be talking about a general... This will be about a coating. Maybe to a coating to an inch. I'd say about an inch. So I'm going to put about a coating. A coating to an inch. Okay? Coating to an inch. Okay? I think that's a pretty good eyeballing right there. I think that's a pretty reasonable spot there. And when we take a look at this, I think if we're talking about anything more than an inch of snow, I do believe we're going to be talking about... This is, by the way, going to be like future live streams when we talk about snowstorms. I'm kind of testing this out with you guys, seeing how everything goes here. Thank you guys for the likes. We are at 3 likes. Let's keep going up. Let's keep going with that. I'm going to actually go... I don't even want to use dark blue because... Let's go a little bit dark. Let's go... here. I believe if we're going to see anything more than a big thing, I think it's going to be across this region here. This is going to be the general spot. And I don't think it's going to be too much. I think that this will be anything for an inch or two. that will be our spot for an inch or two. And that is my honest opinion. I think that will be about an inch or two. I think our color right there will be about, yeah. I think that's a, actually, no, that's not a good thing. My bad. I think if we're in this region, I think we're talking about a coating to an inch. And then a dusting will be generally right in here. I think that's it, you guys. I'm going to be honest. I will say that's my snowfall forecast with this. And then, like I said, 1 to 2 inch would be generally to the northern side. I think would be right in here. And let's go just make it black. Why not? That'll be our spot right in there, you guys. So that's my snowfall map, everybody. We are watching it live right here, right now. If you guys are across these regions, please feel free to look at your region and see your snowfall forecast. So if you guys are across the light blue, we're talking about a dusting. This was part of western New Jersey, eastern Pennsylvania. Darker blue, I say a coating to an inch. This does include just north of about Northampton counties. I think in the slate belt of the Poconos here, and even most of the Poconos. And then I do think in the highest elevations, we could an inch or two. I would be surprised if we get any more than that, in my opinion. I think this is a good snowfall forecast map from Weather Kingdom for tonight. If you guys are across eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey, I think this is a good snowfall map. So I think that's a good snowfall map, you guys. And actually, let's just put it up there. This is going to be our good little drawing for the day. This is a good testing. Let's keep it at that snowfall map. Okay, so that's our snowfall map. I think this is a pretty good snowfall map. If you guys are in the Pennsylvania area or where I am talking about where this storm system is, this is the snowfall map. We are talking about, you guys, when we're talking about this, we're talking about this system right here that's going to be sliding through tonight, bringing some precipitation and potentially first spots of snow of the season across Northeast. We're talking about more than an inch. When we take a look at the radar, let's refresh this. Thank you, guys. We are now at 5 likes. Very greatly appreciate it. Means a lot. Look at this. Some more precip. Even some freezing rain. Wintry mix is very likely. I'm wondering how this rain back in here is going to really clash into here. I think it's going to be very interesting. Look at this. As we get into more in the 5 in the morning. Look at that. Waking up around 4:50. We're talking about some steady light snow. I do believe our first inch of snow, especially across my region, are going to be seeing our first glimpse of hope of winter. And I'm very excited. So this is actually the latest hurt coming out. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on that. We're watching this system. But now I would like to take a look at some other things. I know you guys are probably here being like, okay, Justin, we understand this is a system. It's going to be a nuisance across Northeast. This is our first snow. That's why I'm really covering it. But I'm not just covering that. I'm talking about the cold air. This was another big thing that has been brought up. And it's very interesting. So when we take a look at the European, what do we see here? This is our low pressure. This is our upper level low for California. Nothing big. Like I said, the pattern is generally like this. A front air damming type situation tonight. Question is, are we going to see enough snow? Is it going to be precipitation heavy? When we take a look at the next 72 hours, things looks to change. Actually, even into tomorrow. Maybe even some severe weather. I don't think it's going to be major severe weather. I think, if anything, some showers, thunderstorms, special weather statements. Maybe a few severe thunderstorm warnings. Because when when we take a look at the severe weather outlook, let's go. Severe weather outlook. Where are you? The SPC. So, believe it or not, we actually do have a slight risk for the leftover regions tonight. If we're across northern Tennessee, Kentucky even. Let's actually go quickly check out if we got any nasty thunderstorms. Because I did not know. I don't think we do. Let's go into National Weather Service. Let's go into National Weather Service here. Yeah, I don't see too much. We do have that little severe thunderstorm warning right here. If you are just south of Elizabethtown, we're going to read this in Louisville, Kentucky. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until about 11:15 p.m. for about 60-mile-an-hour winds and penny-sized hail. So that's pretty interesting. A little bit of severe weather coverage also, I guess. Why not bring it all here? I think that's a little bit interesting. I don't see anything major, just some nastier thunderstorms. A lot of rain over here and some winter precip. Nothing too much. But my big thing was for day 2. How is tomorrow looking? Yes, we do have a marginal risk of severe weather across Texas tomorrow. I would like to see if that does get into a slight risk. There's no tornado risk, not even a wind. If anything, just a hail risk across Texas and just the southern portions of Oklahoma. Let's go into day 3. Let's just make sure. And the areas are just general thunderstorm risk. So if anything tomorrow, I could see a slight risk being added, but I don't think it's going to be too much. Also, once again, if you guys are new to the channel, please like, please subscribe. That helps to engage more people into the weather. Also, let's get up to 10 likes. We're 5 away. I believe we can do it, you guys. Let's do it, Weather Kingdom. You guys are awesome. Let's just do it. We're just chilling here tonight. We're just talking about the weather. We're not dealing with too much here. We do see that severe weather continue, and then the northern. But what we are seeing is this low that develops here. I want you guys to look at the path of this. I personally was thinking what was going to happen is this was going to shoot up and be a big cold front and something there. That has completely died away. What actually is going to happen is this is going to go a little bit farther north and then just get ejected to the south. This is going to struggle getting north because what we are seeing is a more present of colder air than thought and more of a blocking to the north where this system cannot just shoot upwards and bring severe weather. If that was the case, I think we'll be talking about more of a severe weather case. But in this one, this is just a dying front that moves with some showers and thunderstorms. And it doesn't do too much. Okay? I don't believe this is even going to get to the northern PA. Because, once again, we get a northern clipper. We get, once again, a northern clipper that shoots in like this and moves like this. And let's actually go into there. Let's play this out in the Euro, and boom. So what happens here is this keeps this window of opportunity of moving north and causing severe weather. That's not going to happen because now this is going to get blocked and kind of drifted to out to sea and not be anyone's issue, honestly. We do see another low pressure crashing into Mexico this time in Southern California, to me it looks. And then that kind of moves on. But look at this. Maybe a little bit more of a severe weather event, I do believe, is on the horizon still. I think maybe towards November 24th. maybe some severe weather in Texas and even Oklahoma. This is a much stronger cold front. And also, we are seeing another blast of cold air, you guys. Another windy and cold day. So, previous Hey Weather Kingdom, how you been going? Hey, I've been doing pretty good. How about you? How about you, Michelle? It's nice to see you guys tuning in. We're kind of just talking about the Northeast. We have a little clipper system. I did make a snow. If you guys are just tuning into the channel or just tuning in, we did make a snowfall map not too long ago here on live. We made a snowfall map of tonight's system that's going to be impacting PA and New Jersey. So if you guys want to rewind and watch a little bit of that, feel free to. Once again, I'm actually just going to read this out. Coating, we have a dusting in the blue and the light blue if you guys are in those regions. In the darker blue, a coating to 1 inch. And then in this very little box in the higher elevations, maybe 1 inch or 2. This will be the first little nuisance storm to impact these regions. So, if you're just tuning in, that is the latest. And then now we're just talking about the latest modeling, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the MJO while keeping an eye on this precipitation across these regions, because we're talking about a little bit of everything here tonight. I hope you are enjoying. We are also talking about potential severe weather in the future with another cold shot of air. And then look at this, you guys. You guys believe it or not, I think this is going to be a severe weather event. I do believe. And it's going to be interesting. Okay? I might go live for this. If we do get any severe weather, I will potentially have a live weather crew. And even at the worst case scenario, I might talk to some of my weather people in my server, and while I'm at work, I might actually have a stream going and let some of my server people do the severe weather event. So keep an eye for that. I'll keep you guys posted on that. But that kind of moves on, and this just dies off. But look what we are seeing. A massive, another cold shot of air. I mean, the Northeast, I personally thought we were going to warm up. But it just looks like we're going to be a little bit colder than previous thought. So I don't think the Northeast is going to have much of a warm-up than previous thought. But then we get that little bit of cold front. Look at that. We get that cold air. But look at this, you guys. The pattern is prime. You guys see it, right? We are seeing it. This is a little far out. This is 10 days out, you guys. But it's been showing for the last couple days. Actually, more than a couple days. It's been showing for a while. Take this storm as fantasy. But this is showing up on the last few days of November into December. A very snowy, cold pattern. And it does, in this scenario, puts up, a potential snowstorm. Like a nor'easter right across there. This will be a inland nor'easter if this happens. Very cold air crashing into this. Low pressure from the south. Low pressure. I mean, this is a classic nor'easter setup for my birthday time. You guys, my birthday's on November 29th. So if you guys want to, reach out, donate some money, and, give me some presents, feel free. But look at this. The Euro does show an inland nor'easter. That does happen. If you guys are, this is grain of salt. This is for November 30th. But it does bring a little bit of a nor'easter, inland areas, some snow, and then this very cold air. We talk about by December 2nd, a full out winter lake effect snow mass across the regions here. And then it looks to me some more cold air. So the latest Euro likes the colder scenario on this, and it is a bit interesting when we take a look at the pattern. look at the pattern across the European. This is kind of right now. This was our pattern before that very cold air when it was really windy. So remember, that was very interesting right there. And now we're going to talk about a little bit about a, nuisance event. And then a little bit more of a mild. But look at this, you guys. Another cold shot of air. Maybe not as strong for November 22nd. But it's going to be another cold shot of air. And we're not talking about, like, major ridging like we are out in the west here. Like this. Okay? That's not what we're talking about. But you can see the Euro does like around the 24th. Another shot of cold air. That'll be the second one in the week. And then we talk about maybe a little bit of warming. And then boom. Look at this, you guys. Lots of cold air. I mean, this is a prime atmosphere waiting if this does happen. I mean, look at this. This is, remember, not all cold air, but this is the jet stream type pattern. This will bring some colder and snowier air across the Northeast in the first week of December, if this does happen. And when I'm talking about this too, when we take a look at the temperatures across the Euro, this is for tomorrow in the 40s if you guys are across the Northeast. But look how these averages, we stay, if you guys are across the Northeast, in the upper 40s to lower 40s. Maybe a day around the 21st we get into the cusp of 50 degrees again. But then look at this, once again, nighttime starts to get once again cold around the 23rd. It tries to warm up. We do get a little bit around the 24th, maybe in the mid-50s. We're going to have to challenge that and see. But look at that, cold air really starts. And I mean, towards the end of November, I mean, we're talking about daytime highs only reaching in the 30s and even 20s. So it looks like December is going to be a very cold pattern. And look at this. Look at how cold it is, you guys. As an average temperature throughout the day, we're talking about in the 30s and 20s. This is taken with a grain of salt. It is a little far out, but we have been seeing this. Okay? This is the latest radar. We're still dealing with some of the snow showers. That is very interesting. I'm keeping an eye on that. I would like to see how this continues. Radar is filling in, you guys. The radar is filling in. And temperatures continue to drop. So that's pretty good. You guys, we're at 6 likes. Let's get up to 10. Let's get up to 10 likes. I'll be very greatly appreciated. Let's do it. 6 likes. Let's get up to 10 at least before I end the stream. When we take a look at the GFS long range. Ooh, new GFS is coming out. That's awesome. Look at that. Clipper system. This is that cold front. This one's a little bit interesting. It likes a little bit further to the north, bringing some rain up in here. So that is a little bit differences. The dam also is kind of in the between of it all. Let's go back into the GFS. Yeah, a little bit of rain right there. A little cold midnight, waking up in the morning. But look at this, you guys. A little bit interesting. We're talking about a southern low around the 138 hour mark. And yeah, boom, look at that. The Euro also showed the chances of our next bigger system, I think, is on the horizon. It's going to be this one. I do believe. The 18Z, we're going to look a bit, had this being a more of a warmer and then into a nor'easter, and then we get a little bit of that shot of cold air around the 28th. Same thinking, and then look at this. a lot of cold air and an active pattern that really tries to get going. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the cold air is definitely trying to make its mark, if you want to say. So keep that in mind. That's a very important thing as we continue to take a look. One second. Okay. Interesting. Anyone has any questions, feel free to answer. Feel free to answer. I am interesting. Oh, I forgot about that. Let's see. Okay, so this is the latest her. About the same. Total snowfall. I mean, about the same, you guys. Like, not even in the Allentown region to get any flakes. Like, my region gets maybe an inch. I would like to see if we do get an inch. That'd be nice. I'll have to wake up in the morning to do that all. That's okay, interesting. I do want to take a look at the long range CFS. I usually do take a look at this. I just want to look at the pattern because the models are really starting to agree on it. Yep, there's our next. And then boom, this is our potential nor'easter. Look at that. The CFS been showing it. The year is showing it. So I think, around the 29th and December 1st, we're going to be talking about some chances of snow if this continues. And then look at the CFS. Oh my, this is just fantasy. If we had a December like the CFS is showing across the Northeast, this would be awesome. This would be legendary colds across the Northeast. Only if that could happen. I just don't think it will. But I do think the chances are increasing. And even the 12Z had 12Z had it. Yeah, about like this. Bit of an interesting pattern also. So I think the models are coming in agreement. And when we take a look at that, I want to take a quick look at the MJO. We have talked about it before, you guys. And we're going to talk about it again. How is the MJO looking? And I'm telling you, it's looking interesting and it's looking like Christmas, you guys. I'm telling you. The pattern is looking primed if this does happen. I mean, this is a GMON, and this is kind of a long range of the MJO. And look, I now want to take a little bit of a look at the My Drive. And then I want to take, if you guys are new to the channel, please like and please subscribe. We are currently just talking about the winter. Okay. So this is thumbnail. I didn't want this one. I wanted this one. Okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this MJO stuff because I think you guys have heard it before. What is going on with the MJO? So if you guys want cold, we need, this would be phase 1. This would be phase 2. And phase 8 will be very good across the eastern and most of the U.S. Okay? Phases 5, no. Phases 6, even no. Phase 4 you don't like for the winter. Phase 3 is, nah. It's not terrible. And then phase 7 is the beginning of that colder air. So, what we see on the MJO on this day, now I can't find it, is this. We do see, you know, us in phases 6, but it does take a little bit, you guys, to get out of phase 6. This would be about the 1st of November, you guys. And then look at this. We go into a deep phase, but definitely towards the second half of December. Look at that. We're talking about a deep phase 8, you guys. Deep phase 8 right there. So this is phases 8 on this set of the GEFS V12 extension. This is the extension. This is probably about 45 days. And we do talk about, once again, phases 8 here being very good. If it end up in the GEFS 45-day range like that, we're going to be talking about images like this. Very, very cold temperatures. But remember, this is the GEFS V here. When we take a look at the blend, when we take a look at the GEFS, another set of the samples. Look at this. This is actually the short range. This would be about the second. Look at that. Boom. And then it goes into phases 8. What we just looked at was the long range is the short range. So that's actually included in. Let's go back in here. Let's go into the European. Okay. European likes the idea too. This will be a little bit quicker, but look at that. By the 2nd, we are already nosediving into phases 8, you guys. I'm telling you, December is looking cold. The MJO is looking very promising right now for this. And even the European blend is showing it. And then the European extension, if you want to go into the extension, will be about the 45-day mark. And to the 17th, look at that, boom. Phases 8 is rocking and rolling in December. This would be awesome if you guys want a white Christmas. Look at this. Awesome phasing here. And some of this kind of just re-loops itself in phases 8 and 7. This will really set the stage for my winter forecast, you guys. I'm telling you, winter is looking good if this plays out. But I'm not putting all my money into it yet. It's not all about the models. It's about climatology, too. This is at 174 hours out. Look at that. Boom. Quicker with the cold. Just keeping an eye on it. Nothing big. I'm just taking a general look at everything. Okay. And then let's go into the MJO. Matt and Julie oscillation. Let's go into the European extension here of this one, and then the BOM extension and the BOM there. GMA is so confusing. It only goes out to the 28th, but pretty interesting. All the MJO signals for us to enter phases 7 and 8 in the future. So that's pretty interesting stuff there. I'm just giving you guys a little MJO understanding. So if you guys do want me to make a little short about understanding the MJO for the winter, leave it down in the comments below. If you guys want a understanding of it, like a little short for you guys to learn a little bit about it, I'll feel free to. Yeah, but look at that. It's definitely building, you guys, the precipitation field. We just looked at that. I really wonder the pattern. Looking interesting. Does anyone have any questions or concerns? We've been live for about 50 minutes. Does anyone, any questions? Anyone with any questions? It's fine if you guys do not. I just want to make sure before we end the stream here that we are all on the same page. I just want to make sure everything is going good. Alright, so if that's nothing really to say, we're going to kind of recap here. That's about it, you guys. I'm going to end it here. I hope everybody have a wonderful show with me for the last, hour. I hope you guys have a little bit of understanding. We should have a video out probably tomorrow or the day after, something like that, or we do another stream. I would like to get streams going, but we'll have to wait and see. All right? Nice to see you. Melody, Ice Storm. Next cold front hitting the Caribbean. Alright. We won't just leave yet. So, alright, let's take a look at the Caribbean. Are you from the Caribbean? Is that why you're asking? Next cold front to hit the Caribbean. Huh. We're going to have to really look into this. Temperature. So, what I could see off the GFS, we're going to look at the Euro 2. We're not talking about anything for the November time period. I mean, this is a cold front. That never makes it. Our next big shot of cold air would most likely be, it will be towards the end of November. Probably around the 28th or 29th. If you guys are probably Cuba, Jamaica. That's the only thing I can see where that cold front does try and make. But it doesn't, it makes it about here, you guys. That cold front across the Caribbean. Nice to see you. You're from Puerto Rico. Hey, at least we didn't get any big hurricanes like we were worried about. That was good, besides Melissa. Okay, you guys see how I say, at least we haven't had anything, and then, we see that little spin. That's not going to happen, you guys. That's just GFS trying to troll with us. But I don't see too much cold fronts. Not into this pattern breaks a little bit. I think it's going to be into early December we start seeing some colder air reach the Caribbean. I hope that answers, but I think Puerto Rico will be fine. I don't see any big cold fronts. I mean, Euro does show the same thing. Cold front around December 1st, maybe making it into the Caribbean. But besides that, I don't see too much in the Caribbean. Your daily Caribbean weather. I don't see any big cold fronts, cold air, none of that. But I do see the latest GFS very bold, really showing this cold air across the U.S. The signs are looking stronger and stronger. Just keeping that in mind, you guys. Stronger and stronger. Very big stuff here when we're talking about it. How is everybody? All right. Any more questions? Anyone? Any more questions before we end the stream here? That's good enough. Good waves. Thank you. Let's hope we don't see a hurricane in December. Yeah, I'm good. I was just looking at some things on the phone, texting and seeing what's going on. If you guys are new to the channel, please like, please subscribe. That would be very greatly appreciated. Does anyone have any ideas? The GFS, yeah, I know. The GFS is always showing a hurricane. It doesn't matter what time of year. It could be showing some stupid cane in North America in middle winter. GFS never fails. Let's just double check the year 08 showing anything. Nope. Okay, we good. We good, you guys. I'm probably gonna be ending it here, you guys, on this update. I hope everybody really enjoys the update.